Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm Al, and you may have noticed that this is sort of a different setup. I'm actually sitting down, that's why I'm a little lower. And for this video, I want to do something that's a little more freestyle, something that's more, freely spoken. And the reason for that is, I think it's time that I kind of try something different, do something that's a little out of the organized format that I sort of have set up for myself, and just trying to see how it goes. And the thing that I want to talk to you guys about today, just off the top of my head, is where I am spiritually. I think that's something that's good to cover every once in a while. I've talked about how I got to where I am. I talked about, how Christianity led me to spirituality. And if you haven't seen that, I'll link it in the video here. And I've talked about that. I've talked about my experiences, and I have plenty of those, and there's going to be plenty more coming out. But I want to talk about here where I am actually at. What am I doing? And what am I going to start implementing so that I can take myself to the next level? Because that's really important, And fortunately, I've reached out to some people. I'm a part of some, like a community or two, and it's kind of like it's focused on spirituality. And I've gotten a lot of guidance and knowledge as to what I should be doing. And I want to share with you guys what it is that I am doing and what I'm going to be implementing. So obviously, what I'm doing, and I've talked about some of these things on my channel already, is I'm already meditating. I'm already, kind of being mindful of my health. You don't have to have like a vegan diet. That's sort of what I've learned. There seems to be a debate about people saying that you have to be a vegan to be spiritual. I get that, but I'm starting to see that that may not necessarily be the case. That's something that I'll talk about in a different video. But being mindful, taking care of your body, taking care of your temple, being healthy. I said meditation. See, this is why I script things out for you guys. Let's see. Right, working with stones and crystals, right? I never really saw crystals as sort of a huge thing, but I've had some profound experiences with crystals. Specifically, I do have a piece of selenite. That's it right there. And I had this experience where I was able to talk to my higher self because of it. And that's something that I want to talk about in a future video as one of my spiritual experiences. Very cool, very sick. So, I'm going to be more involved and accepting of the idea that crystals actually do something rather than being a rock in your pocket. Oh, the logical mind just kind of like loves to just dismiss things so early. Let's see, what else? Some things that I'm doing, reading books, of course, reading lots of different books, just kind of like taking in the information. And even if I don't buy it or take it in right away, I let it sit there and kind of, just let it sit on the back burner for a little while. Because usually if I hang on to something long enough, I will come across something and it'll make sense. It'll bring light to it. That's one thing that I've really learned. And so that's something that I also do as well. So some things that I am starting to do is that I'm starting to be open, being open to information, being open to ideas. I'm talking about being more open, like not judging or, not putting any judgment on things when you first hear them, because, technically anything is possible, So, and you're just going to come across some things that is just like, that's really not likely, given the world that we live in. But I think it's important to really be mindful and just be open to things, but not to believe in things outright, but to investigate things for yourself and to really just, come to your own conclusion. I think it's really important to think for yourself, and spirituality has taught me that and is continuously teaching me that big time, thinking for yourself. So that's, I'm just doing more of that. Yoga for the body and yoga for the hands. Well, basically everybody knows what yoga is by now. It's 2020. I did yoga like for 10 minutes yesterday, just doing like the sun salutation. And I felt really good, Like my energy was high, you know. I felt energized, you know. I felt like you ever had that feeling when you wake up in the morning and you had this really good night's sleep, and it's like there's nothing like it, you know. You're full of energy, you're in a great mood, and you can tackle the day, you know. That's kind of what I felt when I did yoga for the first time in a really great while. You know, I took my time, I breathed, I went through the motions, you know, and it was great. So that's sort of my big thing that I'm starting to implement is yoga, because that's very important. And yoga for the hands, that's just holding different hand motions, mudras they call it in the East. You know, that's just doing different hand positions. You know, you have this, you have these, and there's a bunch of other ones. I'm really new to it, so I can't really show you guys a lot of stuff because I'm new to it. But that's something that's going on as well. I know that's good. And all this is for some people call it energy work. I'll just kind of roll with that label. You know, an energy work is just, you know, this idea that you do a bunch of things to kind of energetically bring yourself to a certain level where you're more spiritually developed and advanced. You know, you start to remember your dreams more. You're able to lucid dream and, you know, things like that. So that's sort of the big idea. And so that's pretty much what's going on. And there's a couple other things that I'm doing too, but, you know, I'm not really ready to talk about it because I want to be able to fully understand something before I share with you guys. Otherwise, you know, I don't think giving half-baked information is ever a good idea. So that's what's going on with me. Just a short thing, and, you know, it's a little freestyle, a little free flow. So I hope you guys took value from this. That's kind of where I am. And if you're sort of in this area where I am too, then I hope you kind of have, you know, an idea as to something that you can implement for yourself. You know, I mean, the whole point of this channel is not just for me to share my spiritual experiences and what I've learned, but also to basically level up with everybody else that's on the same path. That's the big idea. And that's what I want from you guys as well. So if you enjoyed this video, then be sure to give a like, be sure to follow my channel, follow me on my journey by subscribing to the channel and, you know, hitting that bell icon. And I hope to see you guys next time. So thank you very much for watching. And in my native tongue, I say ha home.